So machine learning is the way how AI happens, right? Models and various types of algorithms that play to make AI happen. And deep learning is a subfield of machine learning, and generative AI is a subfield of deep learning. Essentially, the opportunity is humongous. Every business process is up for disruption because of generative AI. Many a times we have a hammer and we try to look for a nail to hit. We should not be in that state. Always solve the problem. Identify a problem to solve. Just because you have the tech does not mean that you need to go and figure out, have a startup around it. And that's the biggest thing I'm seeing when I talk to startups, right? There's a tech, but it's not solving any problem.
So welcome to MobileAppDaily's Leaders in Tech series that highlights the movers and shakers of the technology world. In today's session, we have Anup Nair, the dynamic managing partner and global CTO of Mphasis Digital. Mphasis is a leading global IT services and solutions company driving innovation and digital transformation across industries with its cutting-edge technology offerings and a strong commitment to client success. Recognized as one of the top 30 CTOs by Startup Lanes, Anup's journey is an inspiring tale of innovation and leadership. But before we dive into the depths of Anup's journey and learning insights from his experiences, let's take a moment to welcome him. So, Anup, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tanvi. Thank you for inviting me for this conversation. Looking forward to a good discussion.
Pleasure is all ours. So, Anup, while we were researching about you, the first thing that we came across very recently in the most recent articles was emphasis.ai. So, what is emphasis.ai? And if you could just tell us what exactly is your role in that organization?
Sure. Tanvi, I think let me give a brief. Let me start by giving a brief of emphasis.ai. So emphasis.ai is a business unit we recently launched. I think it's the beginning of June is when we launched the business unit. And the sole purpose of this business unit, the vision, is to bring AI solutions to solve some of the complex business problems that our customers have, and help them in their journey of business transformation. So that's the primary purpose of emphasis.ai. Now, you can also imagine emphasis.ai as a platform which our customers can use to consume the services that we offer, but not only just what we offer, but what also our partners offer. So we have a great partner network that offers services through this single platform called emphasis.ai. Now, that is emphasis.ai in a nutshell. And I am the CTO for emphasis.ai. And my primary objective is to make sure that we bring technology innovation and the right kind of solutions to our customers. That's the primary goal I have.
So when you say right kind of solutions, so what kind of AI services does emphasis.ai provide to the customers or clients?
So we offer a range of solutions, like a full range of solutions, I would say, right from AI blueprinting, where we go and talk to our customers, understand their requirements, use evidence-based design, which is a IP we have, to understand and really dissect issues in their business processes and blueprint a roadmap for them. That's called the advisory services we offer, and we from there on we go about helping them in executing the blueprint, which is we call it the factory model, where we implement a AI factory for our customers. The objective of this factory is to execute on the blueprint and bring AI products to market from the customer's perspective. And we do things like in that we do LLM application development, for example, or fine tuning of LLM models, or prompt engineering, conversation design, and many such services that make the factory successful. Now, outside of this, we also have some products that we've always had. We have, for example, we had a product called Winsure. It's a policy administration platform, insurance policy administration platform. We've infused AI into the policy administration platform, and then we bring that to our customers. Very similar to that, we have something called Infragenie. Infragenie is a infrastructure service desk automation platform that sits on top of ServiceNow. We and our partners together are reimagining this platform with an AI lens on, and that's for bringing in automation in IT operations for our customers. And then mortgage operations. That we are the 11th largest mortgage originator in the United States as we speak, and through our digital risk company that we acquired a few years back. So as part of that, we handle mortgage operations, origination, and servicing for a lot of large banks in the world. And through DR, what we do is manage the servicing, and we have an entire suite of platforms that make this happen, right? So we are bringing in artificial intelligence into in the mortgage operations, so as to accelerate underwriting, accelerate the process of mortgage origination, etc. So we offer a full range of services, end-to-end AI platform, end-to-end solutions around various services around LLM fine tuning, etc., as we talked about, and then these additional product-based solutions as well. So that's the sliver of things we bring to the market.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot that you guys are doing. That's great. So while we were researching, there's a term that I came across. So for our audience, if you could just explain what generative AI is, because we believe that that is also a part of how emphasis.ai is functioning, and maybe a part of the services and the products. So what exactly is generative AI, and how is emphasis.ai actually contributing to this technology?
It's a necessary question, and it's necessary to bring the clarity up front. I have at least 3 customer conversations every week just to give a basic understanding of what generative AI is to senior executives, right? And especially because there is so much material on the web that may not be the right way to look at generative AI. So, in simple terms, I would say generative AI is a subfield of machine learning and deep learning. So, machine learning is the way how AI happens, right? Models and various types of algorithms that play to make AI happen. And deep learning is a subfield of machine learning, and generative AI is a subfield of deep learning, essentially. And the objective of generative AI focuses on generation of content, right? Content as in brand new content, original content, based on the learnings of patterns from data that you provide, that you train the models, generative AI models on. So generative AI primarily focused on generation of content, as opposed to traditional AI, where traditional AI primarily focuses on prediction problems or classification problems or clustering problems, right? Generative AI focuses on generation problems, right? Where you can have human-like conversations, where you can have question and answer as a human, and it generates content for you. So those are some of the use cases of generative AI. So that's generative AI in the simplest layman terms. If I
Like code generation, content generation, any kind of creation.
right, any kind of creation. An example is, if I go to a bank and I want to ask for, I want to ask for what my account summary is to a bot. Right, today's bots are very decision driven bots. Right, they are saying, okay, this is the question, this is the answer. But if I apply generative AI bot in that kind of situation, the conversation is going to be a lot more original, human-like, understand me better, and therefore originate new content. If I ask for my account summary, it can proactively predict and give information that's beyond my account summary to recommend things to me, etc., etc., doing cross sell, upsell, everything. So generative AI has the ability to do that. It has the capability to do that through models and training of data that we bring to the table.
Hmm. I think this is something that we also use very regularly. So,
Mhm.
because we are in the content generation and the tech content field, so I think we also use something of an application of this exact of generative AI basically. So, the models that are being offered via this umbrella of emphasis.ai, are they based on some open source models that are available in the market? If yes, then which one?
So again, right? So there is the way to look at it. Again, everything we do is for our customers, right? We are driven by our customers, and if we ever build a model that is for servicing a certain kind of a problem that our customers use, and if it is not a customer IP, we make that available through hyperscalers on the public market. If it's a customer IP, we don't make that available. So to answer your question, there are really, you to understand the type of customers we service, right? Customer type one are customers who do not want to take large language models and build their own large language model. They are not interested in doing that. They might do other classification models, etc., but they don't take the large language models and make their own. An example is a large drug specialty provider, which we've recently engaged with them. We're working with them. Their problem is drug advisory is one of the services that they do to providers and patients. So drug advisory, they want to automate drug advisory using generative AI, and we are building that application for them. We're building the application. We are not leveraging LLMs in that case. We are leveraging the GPTs of the world to make that happen. So we are not even fine tuning large language model for them. That's the first kind of customers, right? The second kind of customers are customers where we work very closely with to fine tune some of these models, large language, for the business context, right? Uh, Logistics is our second largest revenue generator for Mphasis. So one of our large logistics client, what we're doing is um, we are taking a Hugging Face model called Flantify, okay, and it's an open source model, and we're fine tuning the model to do better prediction of HS code. HS code is used for export and clearance, customs clearance activities when they ship a package from one place to the other place, right? So better prediction. Now, we are getting better accuracy than GPT in that case, and that's amazing. The GPT obviously is a much larger, massively large language model. In case of this specific business requirement, we've taken a Flantify model and we've fine tuning it to make it happen. So this is an example, second type of customer where we tune model and we use an open source model to make it happen. And then the third type of customer, which are very rare, only large enterprises can afford to take these large language models and base a large language model and then build on top of it, right? And or build a large language model. And there's a trend towards building small language models as well now. That is an upcoming trend. It is not yet I mean, the only few customers, not customer, few enterprises that are doing it, for example, is Bloomberg, right? They use Bloom and they build their own large language model. Others are going into that model, but I feel there is some way to do it because it's very resource intensive, and more or less even the being resource intensive is less of a problem. The bigger problem is available of data corpus, right? You need to have that amount of data to really train these models. So that's another issue. So that's a third type of customers. So to answer your question, we do different types of models for different types of customers. Some are plain and simple application development using a model. Second, fine tuning a model, and then third, actually building a model, building a large language model. Now, these are all, I'm talking about generative AI, right? Foundational models of generative AI. But in other cases, where I said we have 250 models out there on AWS Marketplace, for example, those are all classification models or prediction models that are built from various sources. There are many open source technologies used, many different types of custom build solutions are used, etc.
Okay.
So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's
Yes.
the best I could address that one.
No, I think I've understood. So there are certain aspects of open source models that you use, and
Yeah,
it really depends upon the need of the customer. Is that
exactly,
right?
and that should be the right approach because you can't do one size fits all,
Right.
right? If you're getting over there to solve a business problem, then you
Mm.
need to figure out what model to use or build to solve that problem. You can't it can't be like, yes, let's use GPT for everything. It's not the way. In fact, in certain cases, there are situations where you may need to use multiple models to actually build an application,
Mm.
and in that case you may need to orchestrate across these models.
Mm.
So there has to be a layer of orchestration that sits above all of this, so we actually build that layer of orchestration also.
Okay.
So that's how we address the situation.
So I think like while reading about emphasis.ai also like customer satisfaction and serving their needs and understanding what the customer needs. I think that was one of the basic aims that I found was like a common
Absolutely.
denominator in all the articles. So
Yes.
okay, so I think that's important to understand the market and especially understand your customer needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so now coming to emphasis again. So
Mhm.
Emphasis has also various other initiatives like Sparkle, Next Labs, and Thought
Mhm.
Leadership. So could you also like briefly explain what those are?
So yeah, sure. So thought leadership is there in everything that we do, like you mentioned, right? Sparkle, Next Labs, etc. It's primarily meant for thought leadership in our market, because one of the ways we win in the market is by differentiation and not by bringing in huge amount of capacity. Our competition, you see our companies who compete with us have large capacity to offer, people capacity. Our way of winning is bringing in differentiation, thought leadership into everything we do. Okay, now both Sparkle and Next Labs are a product of that thought leadership. Okay, Sparkle is basically two things, right? Sparkle is our way of bringing in contextual innovation to our customers, right? So what we do is we go to a customer and we identify the problems that they're dealing with, and where research is needed, problems where research is needed, and we address those problems. We invest into that problem ourselves and we solve it for them, thereby releasing their bandwidth, thereby bringing in new ideas into the situation. So that's one part of Sparkle. The other part of Sparkle is bringing in industry leading startups technologies to our customers. The objective is to uh, talk to we continuously talk to some of these emerging startups and in different areas. It's not just AI, across different areas. And we do proof of concepts, we do pilots with them. And then once we vet them out, we bring them to our customers, and that way help solve some problems for our customers again. So that's Sparkle. That's a in account innovation program. That's Sparkle. Okay. Now, Next Labs, on the other hand, is a very AI focused lab that we have been operating for almost like 8, 9 years now. right? It's been there for some time. As I said, from the time AI became cognitive became important for us, we started the lab. This is a lab of data scientists and data science engineers who work together to, innovate on various things. So, for example, we this is independent of a customer, right? This is looking at problems out there in industry and trying to solve them using it. So, the 250 plus models that I talked about is a product of Next Labs. Next Labs, they continuously build these products and they launch on the hyperscaler market. In fact, all our, at least most of our innovation that we did with respect to generative AI was also based on the research that Next Labs did. So these are the two different vehicle for innovation for us.
Okay. So that's interesting. So Sparkle is a platform for the budding startups, and Next
Also,
Lab is for budding technology, to
I would say
summarize.
Sparkle. I would say Sparkle is a platform for contextual innovation, as in customer contextual innovation, and Next Lab is for AI. So contextual innovation is important because not many of the
Hmm.
vendors out there to our customers, they actually do innovation for the client. They do general innovation. Everybody does blue sky innovation, right? Nobody does for the solving problems for the customer. That's
Hmm.
the and that's an investment. That's the best part.
That's again an interesting approach, I believe, to
Yeah,
serve your
it comes
customer
out
and
of our margins.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes. So, coming to, since you have so much of experience, and since you might also meet a lot of young entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
so is there any piece of advice that you would like to give to all the budding entrepreneurs, leaders of
Yeah.
the startups in the AI industry?
Eh, yeah, and as I said, right, we our Sparkle program, we have a ton of startups that we work with, uh, especially the ones that are very accurately solving customer problems, right? So, I mean, I would say the opportunity is humongous.
Mhm.
Every business process is up for disruption because of generative AI. And anything um, almost everything becomes applicable these days because any situation, you look at a business process, you are able to bring in transformative solutions using AI to solve the business problem. Okay, so I think the opportunity is huge. I, however, think that, you know, uh, many a times we have a hammer and we try to look for a nail to hit. We should not be in that state. Always solve the problem. Understand, identify a problem to solve. Just because you have the tech does not mean that you need to go and figure out, have a startup around it. And that's the biggest thing I'm seeing when I talk to startups, right? There's a tech, but it's not solving any problem. Okay.
Right.
So I would say look for business problems, which there are many, or business opportunities. Let me not say use the word problem, right? Business opportunities. Every large enterprise is going through transformation, so the opportunity is huge. Look for the problem and go solve the problem rather than bringing a technology to solve to flaunt it.
Yes. So, as a closing note and on a closing thought, what's your future plan for Mphasis.ai, and what kind of impact can we expect to see in the industries and the economy around the globe? Not just from Mphasis, but from AI as a.
Right. So I think from our, as I said, right, all throughout my discussion today, uh, everything we do is for our customers. We are trying to make our customers' life better, essentially. We service some of the top banks, top logistic companies, top 500 500 companies in this world. We have most of them as our customers, one form or the other. And anything we do has direct impact on their top line and bottom line, which has direct impact on the global economy, right? Because they are the top 500 companies in the world. So, from an emphasis.ai perspective, uh, if I take the emphasis.ai lens on, there are set of archetypes or solution archetypes that we have been using for the last so many years, right? We are in the process as a roadmap. What we're doing is we are trying to infuse AI or reimagine those solution archetypes with AI, generative AI lens on, which means that, see, the beauty of generative AI is when you put generative AI into a business situation, uh, that situation itself may not be there. So the process, the business process that you look at it, right? The business process can be completely reimagined with generative AI. So it's not just adding Gen AI into a process, it's actually reimagining the process with generative AI. That's the thinking, which means that all the solutions we bring to the table for solving those solution archetypes, we need to reimagine them. So as a roadmap, we are in the process over the next year to get those archetypes reimagined and bring that to our customers. And from an innovation perspective, we will build a platform. We are building a platform. It's already out there. We are rolling out AI models on top of it, which are transformative models. And those models make real impact to not bottom line alone, but also top line to our customers, which means that there is an impact. It's a global impact to everything. Um, I would say three perspectives, right? One is from an agility point of view, businesses will become faster. We will enable them to become faster. Second, deliver great experiences to their customers, right? With this a bank or or a healthcare or a insurance company, they will deliver better experience to their customers. And third, we can make it extremely cost efficient. So if these three things, if we do at it, Mphasis.ai would over time would make this kind of an impact to the business and therefore to the world. Obviously, in a responsible fashion.
That I think that last word was very important, especially in this industry, that in a
Yeah,
responsible fashion, and especially when some content is being pushed out to the masses, that AI is in good hands. So there is no need to fear, be so
yeah,
afraid of it.
absolutely.
Yes, so thank you so much, Anup. It was a wonderful conversation. It was very insightful.
Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you.